Hey, what's up, gang? Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I'll obviously be out later on with the lineups for tonight's game against Minnesota, and then I'll do the post-game recap too. So, if you don't want to miss it, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you do enjoy the content, hit the like and the bell icon too. But with that said, I want to revisit this Yankees-Twins trade that they made a couple months ago, right? That not many people were happy about, and I get it. And this is a trade that kind of came out of nowhere. Like, nobody was expecting it. At least, at the very least, myself, I was not expecting it. But with that, I want to go over. Let's see how everybody's performing. Let's start with the Twins first. The two players the Yankees sent over were Gary Sanchez and Gio Urshela. Now, I'm hearing the teammates are raving about Gary Sanchez's work ethic and stuff like that, and I'm glad to see that. Maybe he's kind of coming back to himself a little bit after a change of scenery. Again, it's tough. Very, very tough to handle the New York, the Bronx Zoo, the New York media, and a whole bunch of different things. And maybe he needed to change the scenery to come out and become a little bit more himself again. So, good for him. He's batting .229 right now, 7 home runs. Just kind of across the board. Sounds like a relatively decent performance, even on the defensive side too. So, he's had a couple lapses, but that's not abnormal. He's got a 0.6 WAR. Now moving over to Gio Urshela, you get your textbook solid defense at third base. He's batting .268, which is more kind of along the lines of the Gio Urshela year. 5 home runs and also a 0.6 WAR. And again, with your customary good teammate and solid defense across the board. And there are, some of the reasons why the Twins are up at the top of the AL Central right now. So they haven't gotten much contribution yet from Carlos Correa. He's on the COVID IL right now, hasn't returned yet, so I don't think he'll be. He may miss this series or a portion of this series against the Yankees, but we'll see, right? But that's how the two boys that the Yankees have sent have been performing. Now let's pivot over to the Yankees. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa has batting .274. He's not known to be a high batting average guy, but this is right around the lines of an IKF performance. He's got a .324 on-base percentage, which is amongst the higher on-base percentages of his career. He's getting more opportunities here, and one of his knocks was his low on-base percentage, right? Which is when people did not want to bat him leadoff when I did. So he's got 46 hits, but he's got a 0.9 WAR, and he's also stabilized the shortstop position. And even with a couple of defensive gaps here and there, I'm not no surprise, but shortstop was in complete chaos for the Yankees. He stabilized it. He's also known for his hustle. He's got some huge base hits, huge stolen bases, and pretty much anytime he's on second, you get a base hit, he's coming in to score. Every time you see somebody running faster on the bases, it's mostly Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. So to me, and the fact is, I thought the Yankees were going to go free agency route with all those shortstops were available. IKF wasn't even on my radar. So I have Derek Lewandowski to thank for that over at NYY Recaps. He made me kind of look at IKF. And I'm happy that they got him. So moving over to Josh Donaldson, who just came back also from the COVID IL. Not COVID IL, that's shoulder IL. And he's hitting .229. Not a big batting average guy, but he's also got some serious clutch hits. 5 home runs, and he actually has a 1.4 WAR. Remember, the WAR's cumulative over the season. So he's got a 1.4 WAR, so he's made a difference on this team. He's also stabilized and actually improved. It's hard to stabilize good defense already, but he's actually brought another level of defense over at third base. The Yankees, it's hard to say that he's a better defender than Gio, but he's been an upgraded defense at third base. And he's brought this necessary kind of attitude, and he's the player that opposing teams and players and opposing teams' fans love to hate, right? And we have him here. So he's brought that attitude and swagger, and he's brought it here. And I think it's a welcome addition to the team because the chemistry here is off the charts on this team. And I don't know if everybody likes him or not, but the chemistry is off the charts. These guys are playing like a cohesive unit. And again, IKF has brought that hustle that the Yankees they were lacking for a while, right? There were a lot of lazy spurts with a lot of players. And I can see even some of these guys maybe rubbing off a little bit on Gleyber Torres, who's kind of having a resurgence of his own and hustling a little bit more and doing some things. And that's good too. So I'm hoping that it continue seeing that. Now the other part of this trade, Ben Rortvedt, I got to give it an incomplete because he hasn't played yet. So he's had an injury, and then they did a little bit of scope of his knee, my personal gut tells me that he won't be here until 2023. as part of probably a platoon with the other magical trade the Brian Cashman made with the Rangers to get Jose Trevino. What a freaking find! I have a feeling Ben Warfet's going to platoon with Jose Trevino next year, and he'll be like a righty-lefty, which gives him an opportunity to move on from Kyle Higashioka. He's a well-liked player, Higashioka, solid catcher and whatnot, but I think, those guys, they have several years of controllable or just team control left. They're much younger, and I think that's probably the direction the Yankees are going to head. So all in all, I give this trade a B- right now. And I still think there's room to move up. Obviously, I don't want to grade it much higher than that because the other incomplete part, we have to see Ben Workvet and what he can do. So I can't really grade it any higher than that. But I like what, I think both teams are benefiting from the trade. The Twins are getting what they need out of those guys, and the Yankees are getting what they need out of these guys. So to me, it's a solid trade overall. And guys, let me know what you think. Was Donaldson or IKF on? Neither one of them was on my radar at all. So, but again, that's the magic of Cashman, right? He does stuff when you don't think he's going to do anything, and then when you think he should be doing a lot, he's going to do a lot. He does absolutely nothing. It's the magic of Cashman and the frustration of Cashman. It's combined into this one giant bowl. But that's what it is. So, but I give it a B- overall. Right now, the Yankees are in first. The Twins are at the top two, so they could be heading towards a collision course. Who knows? Who knows? Would be kind of fun, right? But let's get into it. I'll be back later on with the lineups. Over now.